within 73,000 miles of the surface of the earth. It skimmed by, and it was not reported to us. This large space rock called 2017 VL2 passed by the earth on November 9th at an astonishing close distance of 73,000 miles. Are you serious? The moon is 240,000 miles from the earth. 73,000. You're talking extremely close, okay? And we weren't even given a heads up. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why I study these things, to stay on top of it, because the Bible says we are going to have a deep impact. Now, they say it measured somewhere between 16 and 32 meters. Had it hit the earth, let's say it would have wiped, let's say if it hit New York City, it would just wipe the entire New York City metroplex area, just would have wiped it off the face of the map. If it had hit in the ocean, it would have created a massive tsunami of a biblical proportion and done extreme, huge, massive damage. It depends wherever it hit. If you read the Bible in the book of Revelation, chapter 8, we're going to have two deep impacts. This would have been absolutely qualified as one of those two. For instance, it would be a biblical moment. This is not going to continue. We can't keep dodging these. We don't even know they're there. Or NASA does know, and they're not posting the ones that would make everybody's hair stand on the back of their neck if they knew 2-3 weeks in advance how close it was coming, and how close and dangerous that window is. And you have gravitational pull that could pull these asteroids on into the earth. I mean, we just had a fireball over New Jersey. Nobody saw that coming, and it's caught on dash cam. This is what's happening, folks. We are now in another arena. Okay, we're in another arena. Now, that same asteroid that has flown past the earth, it's going to make another flyby, just so you'll know, but don't worry, I won't be around to see it. I don't think any of us will, and that's in the year 2125. But there is a massive asteroid called Apophis, which is coming on April the 13th, Friday the 13th of the year 2029. That's going to become extremely close. It's huge, and it would be a catastrophic, cataclysmic, apocalyptic event. Certainly an impact of biblical proportion. It is going, NASA back in 2005 said by their calculations, it had a 2.7% chance of a deep impact. They're now backing that off and say, hey, look, that thing's going to miss us by maybe 60,000 miles or closer than this other one even, hopefully. But we won't know till it gets a little closer. It's still 12 years away. If it misses us, which they're praying it does, there's still a problem with a lot of debris, smaller meteorites, everything that's traveling along with it, companion asteroids and meteors. Something could still hit us. We could still have a biblical prophetic moment. And if everything works out beautiful and it misses us, well, don't take too deep of a breath, because it comes back 7 years later in the year 2036, and NASA says all bets are off on that one. All bets are off. So, folks, we're living, and I don't even know if we're going to get to this year 2029 without a deep impact first. I mean, you could have had one November 9th. Nobody told us. I studied the asteroid charts. I know the names of the asteroids, how big they are, how close they're coming. I report this on a daily basis for you. This one was never, we had no indication. We had no indication until it was gone. I'm sure NASA knew it was coming, but it was too close to tell us. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You're living in the last days. I'll be back with more current world events and how they relate to biblical prophecy, but something biblical is going on with the signs of the second coming of Christ. Just go read Luke 21:25. Are you serious?
Hello and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for stopping by for yet another video. I do appreciate that, and as always, I appreciate you. So what we have here, it says an asteroid big enough to destroy New York just missed Earth, and even NASA didn't notice. It says an asteroid that had the potential to wreak havoc on Earth recently whizzed past us, and space boffins had no idea it was coming. So, I mean, it just goes to show, whatever your opinions are with NASA, if you believe they're fake or whatnot, um, when it comes to, like, say, asteroids and stuff like this, it just goes to show you that no matter how many eyes you have in the sky, we're not always going to see a lot of these asteroids and stuff. So, I mean, I'm not going to be someone that's trying to, spell doom to us and say, we're going to be hit by an asteroid and it's going to end the world, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to go that far, but what I'm saying is, what if there are some large asteroids out there that we don't even see? Like, this just goes to show that even very large asteroids can pass us, and we never even knew they were there until it was too late. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it goes on to say that the asteroid known as 2017 VL2 shot by Earth on November 9th, and experts did not find out about it until a day later. So it's like they didn't even know this thing passes till a day later. It says the space rock flew by just 73,000 miles from our planet. Now which is the third of the distance between the Earth and the Moon. So 73,000 miles, sorry. Now that might not sound very close, but that's super, super close as far as an asteroid or whatnot passing us. I mean, that is actually super close. And they still, even with an asteroid that large and that close, they didn't even detect it till a day later, guys. Like, that can't, make you feel safe. I mean, let's just be honest. Now, it says experts believe that the asteroid is between 16 and 32 meters long, and if it had hit Earth, it would have had the potential to flatten a city such as New York, which obviously is a very, very large city. Now, and that's just the immediate impact. That isn't talking about the impact that it would have on the planet from such a large collision, But it goes on to say that a recent investigation from Science Alert found that if a 12-meter asteroid were to hit New York, it could destroy buildings within 6 kilometers of the impact. And that was just a 12-meter. Now this thing was almost double that. Now it says as the 2017 VL2 asteroid is almost three times the size. Sorry, almost 3 times, not double, the size of Science Alert's hypothetical rock. It could cause 3 times the damage. Now it said asteroid 2017 VL2 was observed at the Atlas MLO Mauna Loa, Hawaii, and is the 48th known asteroid to have flown within 1 lunar distance. It says the distance between the Earth and the Moon in recorded history and one of the 7 largest. Now it says this space rock is not set to pass Earth again until 2125. Now let me just throw this out here. How in the heck can you predict when this thing is going to pass again when you don't even know its true trajectory, right? If you couldn't even see this thing coming in and passes, how are you going to know its exact path that quickly, a day later? Like, that's the only thing I question sometimes about NASA and their claims. It's like, how are you going to know, how did you estimate within a day when you didn't even see this thing passes that it's going to come back around in 2125? That's the only thing that throws me off when NASA puts out these articles and these stories, if you will. It's not that I don't believe in NASA and everything that they're telling us, but how can you predict when this thing is going to come back when you didn't even see it passes in only 73,000 miles to begin with? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know there's smart people over there, but some stuff just doesn't add up a lot of times. He goes on to say that the last major asteroid incident occurred in 2013 when a 20-meter meteor exploded over Chelyabinsk, Russia, which smashed windows and caused injuries to more than 1,000 people. Now, it says prior to that, in 1908, a small asteroid up to 190 meters in size exploded over Siberia's Tunguska, which ruined woodlands across 800 miles. Now, it says in both instances, Experts had no idea that they were coming. So that's what I'm saying. Like if you can't even detect these things or find these things coming in, how are you going to turn around a day later and tell me it's going to pass in 2125? Like I don't. Sometimes, I don't know. Like I know that there's smart people that work there and whatnot, but it just blows my mind some of the claims they have sometimes. But it says Tunguska meteor was so big it would wipe out London completely if it had hit the UK capital. Now it says that Professor Alan Fitzsimmons from Queen's University Belfast Astrophysics Research Centre recently told Express.co.uk, we may well still be taken by surprise by one of these smaller impacts, such as the Chelyabinsk or even Tunguska, so we have to be prepared for the eventuality. At least they admit that, we're going to miss a lot of these, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that time is on our side. We have made such great strides in our scientific understanding and the technology that we have at our disposal. But it is a random game at the moment. There could be one hitting tomorrow. There could even be one hitting on Asteroid Day, which would be slightly ironic. But yeah, so I mean, it just goes to show that even something as large as this asteroid passing as close as it did, they never even seen it coming. And and then they're going to turn around a day later and say, hey, we didn't see it coming, but we can predict it'll be back in 2125. Like, how do you find, I don't know. Like, if you didn't even know where it was coming from, how can you predict its